A man in Zinc, Arkansas proudly calls himself a racist. He says it without shame, and still, YouTubers line up to meet him.
Black people apparently love to shoot other black people. White people, wiggers, try and act black. They look silly.
They debate him, laugh with him, and even call him kind. Somehow, the internet's most openly racist man became someone creators love to visit. This guy's named Tom Bowie, who spent most of his life tucked away in Zinc, Arkansas, off a dirt road in a house where the paint's faded, but the opinions haven't. Locals say a woman lives with him, quiet and seldom seen. Together, they keep to themselves, guarding a life untouched by change. Tom first came on screen on May 7, 2022, when Jidion and his friends made their way to Zinc, Arkansas. They weren't there to provoke, just to see the place for themselves and maybe speak to the people who live there. When they spotted a familiar local man, Jidion greeted him with a polite hello and asked if they could speak with Tom Robb directly.
I was trying to see if Mr. Robb was maybe here.
The man responded without hostility, but made it clear that Rob was unavailable. He explained that Tom was busy with an event called the Faith and Freedom Conference.
Right now, he's getting different stuff together for the conference that's coming up. So
I heard about that. Can I ask what that conference is about?
Faith and freedom.
Jidion didn't press. He simply asked if truth still had a place in America. The man replied, "As much as I can," hinting at the cost of honesty. Jidion calmly reassured him he wasn't there to argue, just to listen and understand, not to change anyone's mind.
If you have someone who can lose their job and their ability to support their family that they love, where they might have been brave enough to speak up, they won't put their children and their wife at risk.
So do you feel like here the truth is spoken?
I would say as much as can be.
That's when the conversation turned unexpectedly honest. The man shared that people often assume he must have a negative experience with black people, but he revealed that wasn't the case at all.
I often get an assumption made about me, and they wonder if black people did something bad to me. No. White people have done something bad to me, and I don't hate them either.
Yeah.
But it's never about that. I have a certain set of beliefs.
Jidion then asked if they could speak again in the future, or if he could maybe take part in a church service. The answer was immediate: no. The man told him plainly, it's a racial church. The door remained firmly shut.
But maybe other members of your guys' church, or maybe I can even attend a church service.
No. It is a racial church.
As the conversation ended, Jidion asked if he had any final words for the viewers. The man paused, then said plainly, "No, thanks for listening," before walking off. Jidion stood still, processing it all. Then, in a jarring moment, one of his friends threw up, unable to stomach the weight of it all.
Damn, you gonna throw up on their property? That's how much Brandon hates racism. He pukes at it.
I can't stand that shit.
But, according to the people, he did have a civil conversation. In another stream with Poudii on October 16, 2022, the same man returned, still carrying that same unnerving calm. As the crew approached Zinc, Arkansas, the streamer described it just like the locals had, a forgotten dirt road town. What they found matched the reputation: gravel streets, eerie silence, and a heavy, unsettling stillness in the air.
End of the road right now, and it's dirt, dude. It's a dirt road. I thought it was, nah, bro.
When he spotted a local man and a woman nearby, he approached him and started a conversation. The woman said she's lived in Zinc her entire life and didn't even know who Tom Robin really was until she saw it on television.
When Tom Robin moved in here, it took me 9 years to know what he was, and I found that out on TV.
The man named Tom doesn't seem particularly bothered by the town's reputation. When asked about race, he plainly states that his area of expertise isn't with black people, it's with white people.
My area of expertise is not black people, it's white people.
From there, the questions take a sharp turn. Poudii asked Tom if he knows who Chief Keef is, and he doesn't. Chirac? Never heard of it. The Kodop Bop? Still nothing. Even when shown clips of rap music and popular black culture, Tom stays completely unfazed. The divide isn't just generational, it's deliberate.
This?
Not a clue.
Take a guess.
Some fella in sunglasses.
What do you think he do for a living?
I just can't see him in a pair of bib overhauls with a banjo.
When asked if he'd rather spend time with the streamer or a random white rock on the ground, he chooses the rock. and for obvious reasons. He's then asked if he would ever allow a black man to move in next door. His response and the implication is clear.
Me or this white rock right here?
The rock, it serves a purpose.
What if I move next door?
Viewers were having the time of their lives, and the comments like the most friendly, unfriendly person started pouring in. However, the conversation hasn't ended yet, and Tom seemed to enjoy himself too, as one viewer pointed out. Finally, he admits he has never slept with a black woman and says he never would. Even when asked hypothetically if he'd allow someone like Megan Thee Stallion to sit on his face, he refuses. His tone isn't awkward, it's uneasy. He doesn't want connection, just distance. Every answer makes that clear.
What's your type, by the way?
I don't have a type.
Like, what about it?
To start with, I don't do that.
Dre Michelle.
No.
Would you let her sit on your face, though? Like,
No.
But it was the question about the favorite black icon that set everybody wondering, amused.
who's your favorite black icon? Rondo number 9?
Never heard of it.
$500,000 or dinner with Jay-Z?
$500,000.
Why?
It's worth something.
When asked to choose between Black History Month and Labor Day, he picks Labor Day without hesitation. And when they asked if he would want all black people gone, he says he wouldn't want to be around them at all. Like, who does this?
Labor Day or Black History Month?
Labor Day.
If it was up to you, would you want all black people gone?
I wouldn't want to be around them.
If you was to go to LA, who would you check in with?
I would not go to LA.
You wouldn't be over there in like Slauson and like Crenshaw? Would you ever go to the Bronx?
I wouldn't go back to any part of New York.
When asked about politics, he says Obama made everything racial overnight. When pressed about Donald Trump, he calls him a traitor for not pardoning the January 6 rioters, despite Trump pardoning Kodak Black.
President in the last 20 years.
Obama, he made everything racial overnight. Well,
Come on now.
I don't like any president we've had in my lifetime.
You don't like
but
Trump?
He didn't pardon the January 6 people that were his people, but he did pardon a lot of rich people.
Exhausted with a whole lot of questions and ready to show some of his moves, Tom was on the ground in no time. As the questions continue, his answers reflect a consistent belief system rooted in racial separation, cultural ignorance, and unapologetic bias. Even when asked if he would let the person stay at his place for the night, his response is immediate. Oh no. This conversation at the mentality that still exists in places like Zinc, a town stuck in time, with views just as outdated. And now, you won't believe how far some YouTubers went to defend him. Keep watching, this only gets worse. Next, Tom appeared in Tyler's stream on June 29, 2023, as he and his crew ventured deep into Zinc, Arkansas, where GPS cuts out and the past clings to the air. On Lead Hill Road, now just dirt and dust, they spotted a man mowing his lawn. Tyler called out, "Hey, you know where the KKK church is?"
We're trying to go to the KKK headquarters. Do you know where that is?
The man didn't even flinch. Then things got real. The man, without much prompting, started talking. He said people like to label the town as the most racist, and he didn't mind. Racist, he claimed, is just an anti-white hate word. According to him, it only affects white people anyway. And that was just the beginning. He went on to generalize entire races and said he doesn't hate black people, but he just doesn't want to be around them. From there, it spiraled fast. He brought up white flight, claimed diversity was deeply unpopular, and even compared Pride Month to a mental illness celebration. According to him, homosexuality in animals only started when chemicals entered the environment. Coincidence? He asked, grinning.
If they're honest talking about how they're loud, white people, wiggers, try and act black, they look silly.
By the end, the man proudly claimed he'd run for president twice, lost both times, but he still believed he had the freedom to say whatever he wanted. Freedom, he said, is when you've got nothing left to lose. And that summed up the encounter. Bizarre, bold, and brutally revealing. But people loved him for being insightful and honest. And that was what his whole personality was all about. According to one, he's been honest and he's not afraid. He's definitely not a stupid person, and he's actually interesting. I appreciate his insight. Recently, Tom Bowie made headlines again when Chuck arrived in Zinc, eager to meet someone he thought shared his views. Tom greeted him with warmth and humility, but that friendly start quickly spiraled into something else.
But it's not for you.
No, huh?
Okay.
Chuck introduced himself, said he was a big fan and told Tom he was just glad to be in his presence. Tom, modest as ever, brushed it off and called himself just an average guy. But soon the conversation took a strange turn. Chuck started making racially charged comments, first joking about solar eclipse babies, then casually dropping the slur tar babies like it was nothing. He said people often call the town racist, but he didn't see it that way.
Then, you know, them solar clip babies, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't like them tar babies.
Here he referred to the past, when black people were tricked onto what they thought were luxury ships, only to find themselves enslaved. The metaphor was chilling, and the message was clear. History doesn't forget lies, even when they come wrapped in false kindness. Chuck, visibly rattled, turned to Zach, insisting he couldn't be black. He even asked Tom if he was just messing with him, but Tom remained calm and steady. As Chuck's expression sank into real sadness, a woman stepped in and offered a hug. Her voice was soft but firm. Don't let them hurt you. They treat you that way because they're not happy with themselves.
Let them hurt you, because you know why they're treating you that way?
Why?
Because they're not happy.
Chuck thanked him deeply. But after Tom walked away, Chuck talked about how he wasn't blind and it was all a setup. But the old man believed it. He played along just to see who Tom really was. And despite the lies and awkward moments, Chuck admitted Tom was one of the nicest people he'd ever met. Others felt the same. Who do you think had the most interesting and funniest conversation with Tom? And do y'all think Tom is a racist person or not? Comment down below. If this shocked you, there's a lot more coming. Hit subscribe so you don't miss what's next.